Want to be a better DM? Well, my name's DM Rhino, and we're going through the 2024 Monster Manual. Let's have a look at one of our favorite monsters in the Monster Manual, Red Dragons. Now, there's a whole bunch of things we have to look at Red Dragons. There's a couple of them before we have a look at them. But let's just discuss Red Dragon lairs, lore, and a couple of other things, right? What does it say here? So it says red dragons take whatever they desire and burn to ash anything that stands in their way. These chromatic dragons endlessly desire more and more magic territory, treasure, and whatever else inflames their cruel ambitions. They make their lairs on perilous cliffs, volcanoes within mass fiery protection horde, etc. Red dragons believe themselves to be the greatest of all dragons and existence and greatest of all the creatures. So they have a bit of an ego problem, I would say. To them, pillaging and conquering is their right, and treasures can be found hoarding them. So there's a whole bunch of little things we have a look at when we look at the red dragons. That's what it says. But what does it say about their lairs? Well, as it said before, it makes their lairs in smoldering volcanoes, etc., etc. But what do we think about it? Well, what do they give? So within 1 mile of their lair, this is called a burning heat, any creature or object, it takes an additional 1d4 fire damage at the start of its turn. Okay, cool. So that just gets a bit more hotter. And there's a smoldering haze. So with 1 mile of their lair, it's lightly obscured the clouds of ash. And whenever a creature other than the red dragon Azalea takes a long rest, the creature must make a Constitution saving throw of 15 or be poisoned for 1 hour. So these are all things we can do to lead up to a red dragon, can be any type. But remember, these guys are ego monsters. They are, when we look at the stat sheet, we have a look at what alignment, but they are evil and they are ego. They have big egos. So to try and appeal to their ego is always a good thing. But they're also chaotic, so, you've got to wiggle away around them. They're actually kind of fun to play as a DM when you play as a red dragon, because you can just be evil for the sake of being evil and you want to see the world burn. Actually, a red dragon with the Joker mentality is actually kind of fun, but they do think of themselves as the biggest, baddest creatures in all of D&D creation, even bigger and more ferocious than gods. So something to keep in mind at. But let's have a look at the types of red dragons in our next video.